So it's been a while since I've built an actual normal home in The Sims 4. With all of the fairy hype lately, we've mostly been building fantasy-inspired builds. Clearly, that's my favorite kind to do. So I figured let's compare the two and see which one ends up looking better. So today we are going to take this shell and we're gonna build two different homes with it. One as like a normal Sims 4 family home, maybe with a kid bedroom, a play area outside, and then one as a fantasy-inspired home. I'm thinking like a fantasy cottage or something, but we have to treat this like a shell challenge. So it'll be two different houses, but I can't change the walls of the shell. We could add on to it. I could add fences or balconies or things like that. I can change the interior walls of this shell, but I can't go ahead and delete or move any of the walls. So let's start off on this side. We'll do the family home first. I'm gonna actually start by raising this up on a foundation, and I think I also want to add a front deck. So I'm just gonna bring this out. We can wrap it around so it's gonna be pretty big. I can maybe add a seating space outside. We'll add some foundation on there. And by the way, I feel like we need to catch up on something, which is not important at all, but it's also just kind of funny to me. We have new thumbnail pictures after literally years, girl. If I could have kept those regular thumbnail selfies, I would have. Because listen, my whole thing is like when I scrolled down on my channel and everything looked all cohesive, it was the same picture, so everything looked like matching. I personally found that satisfying. I liked how it looked, so I kept with it for like 2 years until eventually people started noticing and asking me like, hey, are you gonna change those? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I should do that. But also sitting there and taking the pictures for the thumbnails on YouTube is like probably up there in the rankings of one of the cringiest things you can possibly do. And it's a pretty long list, so that's definitely saying something. But like every YouTuber has to do it. You're literally just sitting there in your room by yourself, making faces, pretending to be like shocked or super happy. But look, it had to be done. So I finally did it. We finally have new thumbnail pictures for the next 3 years. By the way, back to the family home. This is the new wallpaper that I'm using. I actually unlocked it from the Nature's Calling event. It's cute. I think we'll use this today. And then for the front door, I was actually looking at this one from Horse Ranch. And then for the windows, I was thinking about using this one from Businesses and Hobbies. We could actually try a combination, like we could try and do this swatch with that window, and we can bring these around the sides as well. I feel like we maybe need something going on at the top. Like what about the window boxes from Cottage Living? The only thing is they're not going to be completely like centering around this roof piece, but what we could do to offset it is add a chimney right there in the middle. Maybe we try a smaller one. Let's do this one from Growing Together. Is it too big? Do I have chimney blindness? I can't tell. Maybe if we just like move it down. Okay, I think I'm gonna start adding patio furniture. Before I go into the landscaping, I want to add a mini fountain right here. One of my neighbors just got a fountain in their garden. It's like this one, and I love it. It's so cute. Whenever I walk the dogs like past it, I hear it. I'm like, how do I DIY a fountain in my front yard? Like, surely it can be done, right? I just need a shovel and a lot of rain. It's not happening, you guys. One day. Okay, I'm gonna add a rug by the front door. We're gonna add a mailbox, and I'm actually considering changing my front door to this one from Base Game. Then I can fit the mailbox beside it. Sometimes I don't like when the contrast is too much. Like with all of the white, I feel like maybe just a little bit is good. We'll add the Love Struck lights, and I might just add a chandelier here from Get Together. Okay, I might add a little bit more on there still, like some benches or something, but let's move on and start doing the landscaping. So I think I'm gonna do a little pathway this way, and I wouldn't mind adding a driveway. So the walkway can just attach on there like this. And then I was thinking this back here could be landscaping too, so we can add something in. I like using this one from Island Living as ground cover, and then we could close that in using these rocks. I feel like it helps using a combination of them, and then you can like rotate them so it doesn't look so patterny. And then any of the other spaces I'm just gonna fill in using the Base Game rocks. I've been starting to fill this in with some purple flowers. I always end up using this one from Base Game. I feel like this is one of the best flower bushes to use. Yes, I do have a favorite flower bush in The Sims 4. This is one of my favorite trees. I like this one too. It's like the stubbier brother. What am I doing? Okay, I need to finish off this landscaping, and I think what we'll do is take this tree from Base Game. This one's alright. It's like a 7 out of 10, but I'm gonna go in and add an octagonal room, and then I'm gonna replace my walls with this fencing from Base Game. We're gonna delete the ceiling, and then I'll just add some dirt flooring, and we can add some little flower bushes around that. You know when people just do like landscaping around their trees? That's basically what we're doing here, and then we can just copy and paste it and then maybe rotate the tree so it doesn't look the same. And you can can move it around really easily too. We're gonna have to open up debug so we can find our car. I like using this orange truck because it's actually purple in my game. I have like a recolor mod. I believe this one is from MikoCC. It makes like certain things pastel in my game. I want to say it's the pastel world mod. I'll link it below. I do want to build a back deck as well, so I'm just gonna build that out with the same fence. We'll add some flooring, and for the back door I think I'm gonna try this one from Lovestruck. And then for family homes, I love adding a barbecue. I feel like Sims in general love a barbecue. Can't keep them off that thing half the time. We'll add some chairs. Maybe we'll move this table down so there's a little more room. And then I like going in also with some terrain paint just to make like a seating area outside. Then we can pick from one of the 1000 swing sets we have in this game. This one is actually one of my favorites from the little campers kit. I love the little lights on there. What else? We need more landscaping, that's for sure. We can put some terrain paint like under the swings to make it look like it's more used. We can add a big tree back here. These monkey bars are super cute. Those are from Romantic Garden of all the packs. And then same thing, just going in with like a little bit of terrain paint. And then I think I'll also add a dollhouse. Oh, and what if the dollhouse is fantasy? Like we can use the new fairy one. It's like these kids are gonna be dreaming of the other house. We can add a kid's bicycle. And then I think I just have to fill this in with a few more flowers and we'll be good. Okay, so this is home number 1. This is how the family home turned out. It's nice and simple so far. It's not quite going to be a starter. Right now our lot value is sitting around 21,000. So this is gonna be maybe for a little more established of a Sims family. I did end up adding a tiny bit more on the patio. Like I just added a couple more benches on there so there's tons of room for seating. And then this is our little yard in the back. It's cute. We've got some toys back here, things for the kids to do. The family can hang out with the barbecue. I did also figure out a layout. This one wasn't too bad. It'll be a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. And I think we'll start back here with the parent bedroom. I guess we have free range here. Like whatever color palette we go with in this room is really gonna determine what we do with the rest of the house. So I think I'm gonna try multiple base game wallpapers in this room. And then what about a nice comfy blue bed? I really like the darker blue swatches that come with Lovestruck. And then we can find a matching blue rug, maybe like some dream home decorator. I do like this rug. And then we need some end tables that are gonna like squeeze into that back spot. These ones I'm using are from the refined living room kit. And then behind it we can add some curtains. I think I'll also add some cozy lighting from Growing Together. I love these lights. I feel like they give off such a cozy glow. Ooh, and these ones are super cozy too, also from the refined living room kit. Then here we could do a dream home decorator picture. What did we have for that matching blue from Lovestruck? Ooh, these chairs. We could add a couple chairs in here. Oh, and the candles too. Okay, I'm just gonna put these on the floor for now until I have a table to put them on. And then for the dresser, I'm gonna do this one from Businesses and Hobbies. This lamp matches really well. We could add this into the corner. Here's my table for my candles. And then above that, we could do another dream home decorator picture. We need plants in this room. Like this one from Dine Out is a good one. We could add this base game one. I'm gonna bring these curtains along here too. We could also include a stand-up mirror in this corner just to match that wood. Oh, and these cute little base game pictures. Let's add some of these. These can be random pictures of the family or like distant relatives even. I think also to fill in this space, I'm gonna add a shelf up top and we can erase some clutter up there, like these boxes, even some book clutter, some plants, maybe some of these pictures, like the baby pictures. Well, let's add the laundry bin by the bed. Or actually even over on this side, I can add 2 of them. And look at the little dog pillow on there. Literally, how have I not seen that before? I use this bin all the time. Ooh, I love him. Immediately adds a dog bed. Okay, so this is my parent bedroom. I like it so far. You can definitely see like the family aspect going on, the cozy feel with all of those baskets, the dog bed, even the family pictures happening. Very cute. Okay, let's go get this bathroom out of the way. I'm thinking similar color palette, so I'm gonna use this wallpaper from the Sleek bathroom kit. We'll do a spade tile, obviously. I feel like I use this one all the time. And I just built a wall there because I want to add in a bathtub and shower combination. We could also put a column here for a little like decoration. We'll add a toilet, sink can go here on this side, and then we'll just add the matching mirror. I feel like these lights also look really good in a bathroom. I'm gonna move it over slightly so I have room for a plant in the corner, like this one from Growing Together. We'll add our towels. These ones are nice too from the bathroom clutter kit. We'll add a little bath mat. I don't think it's gonna be a toddler living here, so I don't need to add a potty or anything like that, but we do need some toilet paper and probably also a curtain. I'm gonna add this picture from Dream Home Decorator. We could also add another one here from base game. And actually, I really like this bathroom. I'm happy with the colors so far. I feel like it's gonna make a really cute living room too. They got everything they need. They have the option of the shower or the bath. And okay, let's move on from here and let's do this main part. So I'm thinking this is gonna be like open concept kitchen and living room, but I'm gonna separate it a little bit with the flooring in the back. That's gonna be where our kitchen will be, and then the living room will be here at the front. Let's find a wallpaper. I'm gonna search through for brown and blue. I wonder if it would look weird if we had separate wallpaper too. Like I could still separate it by a column, and then the kitchen can have a whole different wallpaper in there. But then in this room, I mean, I guess that matches like the base game wallpaper I used in the bedroom. I think I'm gonna try and go for this. And then we could have a fireplace right here. We can mount our TV above it. I need to change the lighting. I'm gonna grab the same light that I used in my bedroom. And I also know I want to use the same curtains too. We need more blue. I need my blue rug. Ooh, the Casanova kit has a really nice blue couch. I wish this came with matching chairs though, because that blue is hard to match. That like really dark blue. This is close from the refined living room kit. Something's not working here. I gotta change it up. Okay, there we go. We've got a different rug. We're gonna keep with the blue furniture, and I changed my fireplace over to that one from Growing Together. We can do a secret sanctuary bookshelf in the back. I think in the back here I could also add a little space for the kid to play. So like I can add a rug back here with a toy box in the back. We already have the dollhouse outside. We don't need another one of those. But we could add some of the toy bins like these ones. A creativity table here could be cute too. I'm adding this picture from Lovestruck. We could also add this at the front door from Laundry Day. Oh, and they have a matching closet. Would it look weird if that goes on the other side? And then we can fill this in also with more clutter. This wallpaper has a blue swatch, which I think matches a lot better. Every time I try and use this chair from the refined living room kit, I can't do it. I know it's supposed to be trendy. I feel like it looks like an office chair, and it's no shade. I get it. I want to add some of the little backpacks onto these shelves. I think there's probably only going to be one kid living here unless we could add bunk beds. Maybe this could be like where the backpacks go when they have friends over. We could add the friendship bracelet thing on here. I also need some smaller hobby items, so I think I'm gonna add the cross stitch box. We could also add the knitting basket. We can add some shoes here by the door, and I'm just adding in some other blue details to tie it all together. And this is how our living room turned out. I love this creativity space in the back. We have the toy area, we have the bookshelf. I know there's gonna be at least 10 comments about the fact that there's a white rug under the creativity table, but don't worry, the good news is you can literally just click to clean up the mess. We've got our cozy seating area over here, a couple of skill items, the knitting basket, and the cross stitching box. Now we can start coming over to work on the kitchen. So we're using a lot of Growing Together today. I think I'm gonna keep with the matching fridge. I also really like the counters from For Rent, and then we can replace this here as our oven, just like the matching Growing Together one. I wouldn't mind adding a standalone sink. We just might have to move everything over for this door. Oh, we need all the alarms. I always forget to add these burglar alarms. So I'll add that there. I'll add the thermostat. I'm also gonna add a coffee maker. And then we also need a dining table that's gonna fit all of our family members. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I will try and do bunk beds in the kids' room. So let's do 4 chairs. I'm gonna add a laptop on there too. Maybe a fruit bowl. And actually I'm changing this up. We're gonna keep the coffee maker, but I'm gonna change, I think at least my counters over to these ones. Then we could add some cabinets over top. We can do trash can in the corner. I also love this like family bulletin board. It's so cute. I feel like it's meant for like planning. Oh, you can set your curfew on here. Set curfew for 11, 7, or 9 p.m. I've never tried this. I didn't know that was a thing. Cool. Okay. My curfew was so early. I feel like my parents set my curfew to like 7. That's probably why I'm in bed by like 8 o'clock as an adult. I'm a morning girly. What can I say? Okay, we have our kitchen. It's cute. Dining room is done. We've got our coffee maker back there. Let's go do the kids' bedroom, and then we can finally go do the fantasy house. So I did say I wanted to try bunk beds. Let's try these ones from Growing Together. We could do purple wallpaper. Oh, there's pictures on the bedside too. So whoever is the creative sim could have posted their little pictures on there. I can also add more of them up here by the bed as well. Oh, I forgot about the dog. Thank goodness I placed this calendar. Oh, I'm so bad for doing that. I'll place like a pet bed or something and then totally forget. Okay, we have the bowls and we've got the dog toy bins. Easy fix. Okay, we need a dresser. We can add a mirror in this corner, maybe one that's like purple and blue. We need the defender light, and I want to add a bedside table too. That way we can add an alarm clock. Maybe we can add a lamp. Ooh, let's do one of the dog lamps. I also love putting these in my bedroom sometimes. These are from Seasons. We can add a fluffy rug. rug, maybe some more art on the walls. And then we do have room for a chair in the corner. Ooh, let's actually add the sheep seat. This is from Growing Together as well. One purple, one blue. Maybe they're twins. One loves purple, one loves blue. I'm gonna just add some clothes over here. And there we go. We've got our kids' room. I like those little things hanging from the wall. And the purple and blue combination, I just changed over this dresser to match. And then on this side, same thing. We've got our sheep seating, our mirror, a little bit of artwork going on, and we have our closet. Okay, that is our family home complete. Now we're ready to move on from this one and go do the fantasy home. Hello, it is a new day, as you can probably tell. So let's start off with the outside of the fantasy home. I'm gonna be going for a whimsical cottage, like something that you might find in the worlds of Granite Falls or Henford-on-Bagley. And I think I'm gonna go for a curvy, grassy roof. So this time I'm gonna go in with a hipped roof. By the way, apologies for the inconsistency in uploads. This month has just been a little bit of a roller coaster and I am getting a little motion sickness, okay? I don't love talking about personal stuff on here because the internet can be a really weird place. But since I am usually pretty consistent on here, I feel like you guys can tell if like something is wrong. Like if I'm not posting as much, so I'm not gonna go into it too much. But basically I had a death in my family recently and I have another family member in the hospital. Just so you know, in case I continue to be a little bit inconsistent with uploads over the next little bit. But with that being said, this is like comforting to me. Like I genuinely love creating and like making content. So I'm gonna try and do it as much as I can while obviously like taking the time that I need. I just also know my videos provide you guys with a lot of comfort in times like this too, which by the way, I would love to know which kind of niche videos you guys find yourself watching in times like this. Other than mine, like whenever you need to turn off your brain for a second or like for a couple days. Like, okay, for example, don't judge me, but I love watching videos of just some guy cutting the grass. Like he's cutting the grass, he's weed whacking right before bed. I don't know what it is. It's just so comforting. Or like also rug cleaning YouTube. Also just discovered Lego YouTube, which is insane. Cooking videos, also a pretty good rabbit hole to fall down. I guess the cooking ones aren't too weird, but anything like weird and niche that you guys find yourself watching, maybe even just to fall asleep, let me know. Anyway, this is looking so cute so far. I feel like I haven't really gotten to use like the grass roofing that much yet. And side by side, I mean, you can clearly see the difference. Let's go in and add some Enchanted by Nature foundation paint. I also want to add some spandrels, but I only want them to be on this part between the columns. So what we're gonna do is take the wall tool and we're just gonna build a tiny wall there. It deleted the stairs, but it's fine, we'll put them back. Then we're just gonna grab this spandrel and we're gonna place it onto that wall. Now we can place the stairs back and then we'll just have the spandrels right where we wanted them. I think I'll continue through with some Enchanted by Nature wallpaper, but we can change it up using some stone on the sides. And I think I'll use an Enchanted by Nature door, but since we're going cottagecore, I'm gonna use the windows from Cottage Living. Yeah, that's gonna be cute. These have always been some of my favorite windows in the game. I love the shutters. Actually, whenever I'm out in public and people ask me like what packs I recommend, I feel like the one I'm always so quick to say is Cottage Living. It's just like all the build stuff is cute. You get farm animals. The world is pretty. Like what's not to love? We'll use the Enchanted by Nature flooring out front and Cottage Living flooring in the back. And I think I want to make this a little shroomy. I love these mushroom shelves from Enchanted by Nature. I've been placing them everywhere. So I'm not going to go overboard with these, but I am going to add a few of them around as details. I'm also going to add some of the window boxes. And I also have not yet decided which kind of a cult I want to live here. Like I was thinking about adding a cauldron in the back just because we have the perfect space for it back here on the deck. But we are using a lot of the fairy stuff from Enchanted by Nature. Like I do want to add a fairy home. It could just be like a general safe space for a cult. Like you know how there's the hermit home in Granite Falls? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video building in the secret worlds of The Sims 4 and that was one of them. It's basically like this secret home that you can come across in Granite Falls, which comes with outdoor retreat. And it's just like this guy that lives here. Honestly, it's a little eerie, but your Sims can explore while you're there and you can like kind of rest there if you want to. Maybe we could lean into that route. I haven't quite decided on the lore here yet. I also like the idea that this house and the next one could be neighbors. Like we could have kids living here too. And maybe like how we gave the kids like the fantasy dollhouse. They're dreaming of a fantasy world, whereas on this side we could give them like a normal dollhouse. And the kids that live here are dreaming of just having a normal family life, whatever that means. If there's anything I've learned over the past week, it's that families can be really weird. Anyway, let me fill in this landscaping a little bit. I'm gonna also fence this entire thing in using a cottage living fence. We'll add a few gates, some more terrain paint leading up. We'll use the Riviera Retreat stones leading to the backyard. I like to rotate these around so we avoid using the same pattern, even though I'm basically just reusing the same items over and over. I've added a couple more features in the back here, like we've got this tree, the glasswood tree. This is how you summon Spruce Almighty. I'm leaning more towards spellcaster fairy vibes. Like maybe one of the parents was a spellcaster, one was a fairy, and then the children are kind of a mix of both. I did replace the dollhouse with this one from Eco Lifestyle. I'm also going to give them just a plain old toy box. I also placed the Starseed teleporter. With this, Sims can travel to some of those secret worlds I was talking about. And after all of the landscaping, this is how our fantasy cottage turned out. This is so pretty. I love all the greenery, the little mushrooms. Look at them side by side. Yeah, I think the neighbor route is the way to go. I love the fact that these two are like opposites, but maybe the kids are besties. Here's how it's looking over to the side. We've got some trellises from high school years. I did add the fairy home I was talking about, so any fairies passing by could just take a nap in there. Maybe we're gonna throw some like fairy parties. And then in the back, we've got a couple activities. I added the bee box. I always feel like that's a cute little thing to have from Seasons. We've got the cauldron, we have some kid toys, and some occult items out here as well. Okay, let's go inside. The layout is going to be a little similar. I think the only thing I really moved is the bathroom. So we're gonna have a bedroom over here, kitchen and dining in the back, a living room, bathroom, and the kids' room to the left. So let's start off with the kitchen. And I think I want this whole house to be kind of messy, a little cluttered, maybe not as put together as the other household. And also I think green and yellow could be a really nice combo. I'm liking these Enchanted by Nature counters with the country kitchen stuff. Like we could also try some of the country kitchen flooring. Ooh, what about with Realm of Magic wallpaper? Maybe we bring in a little bit of blue as well. Then we could add some country kitchen shelving. Like these will look really pretty going over top of my counters. We need a sink, so we're gonna use the matching Enchanted by Nature one, which with the gold sink in there, this is actually gonna look really good. I think in terms of packs, we're gonna be seeing a lot of like Enchanted by Nature, Realm of Magic, and cottage living, like these curtains. I think some hanging plants would look pretty in here. I want to dim the lighting a tiny bit, and we can warm it up using candle lights. So I'm gonna add this table. These little flower lights could be pretty. On top of that, we could raise up this mushroom plant from growing together. The yellow and green swatch matches perfectly. Let's add a trash can. I do still need to fit a dining table in here. I'm tempted to use this one from Werewolves with the book underneath the leg. I feel like it's just kind of charming. We have different paint swatches here too. It's worn down looking. And then we could use these chairs from Seasons. I need a rug to go under there. We could use some of the faux greenery from Enchanted by Nature, or even one of the rugs from Life and Death could be pretty. We'll just add that underneath like this. We'll add a Realm of Magic light on there. We'll add some tea clutter, some Enchanted by Nature wall art, and we'll go back to the classic Blooming Rooms curtains. I kind of stopped using these curtains for a little bit from the Blooming Rooms kit because we got these plants. These are from Enchanted by Nature and they look really good over doors and stuff. But for the ones that hang down, I found at least that my Sims can't walk underneath them. I think it's because they're technically for windows, but like so are these curtains. Maybe they fixed it by now, but yeah, my Sims can't walk under these. So Blooming Rooms curtains it is. I'm gonna add a little bit more clutter underneath here. I feel like this stuff with the mushrooms will match really nicely. Maybe the teapot can go on the dining table. I'll also add some flowers, and I'm also gonna add this kitchen shelf from Tiny Living. Okay, so here we have our fantasy kitchen. For some clutter stuff, I ended up adding some apothecary ingredients on the counters. It looks so cozy in here, especially at this angle. Here it is also from this side. Super cute. Let's go and do the living room to match. I think I'm gonna change up my flooring from what I had in here. Like we had the tile in the kitchen. We'll change this up to a wood from Cottage Living. I don't know what I want to do about the wallpaper yet, but I do know I want to have a fireplace. I think we'll do this one from Enchanted by Nature. We'll do this swatch with the green and yellow, and then I want to put some bookshelves around it. Ooh, let's do the businesses and hobbies ones. These ones look kind of normal, I guess, but I really like the swatches of the books on these. Ooh, and then let's use the fantasy rug from Enchanted by Nature. Oh, it would actually be really cute if this family had a unicorn. Like maybe if I do move them into Henford and if they have a bigger lot, I could give them a little unicorn from Horse Ranch. I do have a door over to this side and I still need need a couch, so I just need to be mindful of where I place my things. Yeah, this should be good. We can place a couch from base game. I'll try and move my doors so they're like going around the couch. Above that, I'm adding this tapestry from Vampires. The wallpaper I used is from Journey to Batu, by the way, and it gives it that stony look. We'll add 2 base game chairs. I just want to make sure they're not in the way of the doors. We'll do a table from Growing Together. What else? I want to add more skill items. Maybe I can add an easel in this corner. I also really like the look of those tapestries, so I think I'm going to add a couple more on each side of the door from For Rent. I was thinking about adding a desk, but I think that would be too much. I don't want the chair to be blocking the doors, so I'm instead going to add one of the cabinets from Realm of Magic. Let's do this one. Then we can do a Growing Together mirror here by the door. Maybe a little bench right in front of that so you can like put your shoes on. I'm going to add a couple more candles and lanterns. We can add some occult decor on these shelves. And there we go. We have a super adorable living room. I am probably totally biased, but so far the fantasy side is definitely winning my heart. Like, look at this seating area with all the greenery. I feel like that base game furniture ties it together perfectly, and something about this swatch, I really like the shading on this couch. I don't know why. There's like a gradient on it or something. It looks good. But let's move from here into the parent bedroom. I think I'll bring the same wood with me. We can use the Enchanted by Nature bed, but I think I might change up the wallpaper in this room. What if we tried this purpley from Life and Death? I think I want to add this dresser from Cats and Dogs. I might put that at the end of my bed. And let's change up the curtains in this one too. I'm going to use these ones also from Cats and Dogs. I'm thinking also an apothecary table would be perfect for this build, so I'm adding that in the corner. I also want to add some of the debug pictures from Enchanted by Nature. I think I'm going to add these chairs from Cats and Dogs in the corner. We could also add some of the Life and Death tarot pictures, like a little gallery wall. They need to at least kind of match though. Like, what is this? I never noticed the little green baby on the horse. He kind of looks like the green giant on the side of a green peas can if he were a baby. That's so funny. I'm never gonna unsee that. I think I'll add another Life and Death rug, even just framing the bed like this. We can add some other fantasy things like this little mushroom, maybe the hourglass from Life and Death. So here is our fantasy bedroom. Tons of fun things going on in here. I added the tarot deck since we had so many of like the tarot pictures. I added a bunch of plants over by the bed. And then on this side we have the apothecary table. I added a guitar just so there is an extra thing to do. And we have our seating area on this side. I'm gonna go and get the bathroom out of the way. We do have a little less room in here than we had in the other one, I think. Let's see, can we fit both? We've got a shower and bathtub combination here, and if I put the toilet right beside it like this, then since they're still gonna be able to get in through this way. Actually, yeah, and then we have room for the sink right here. I think we can use this one from Horse Ranch, and then we can add that pretty new mirror from Enchanted by Nature. I'll use a different version of the Cats and Dogs curtains. I feel like these ones are really good for bathrooms. I guess now we could just use a plant in here. This is like the most normal room in the house. I guess we could add some Realm of Magic pictures. Ooh, wait, I still have not used this tile from Enchanted by Nature. It's one of those ones that you place manually and then you can make your own wallpaper. I'm gonna change up the flooring because with it, it's gonna be too much. I'm just gonna add that around like the bottom layer, and we'll place a column here to separate that corner. And then let's see it with just like a plain flooring. It's cute, maybe with a different wallpaper, maybe with like a different green or a yellow even. It gets a little tricky when you have to work around like doors and stuff, but it's cute. I like it. So there is the rest of our bathroom. And now for the kids' room, which I have not put any toys or anything in the living room. I guess I could move this over and use one of the toy boxes. Like, I was thinking about adding this one, but I do want Sims to be able to get to the bathroom still. So let's just start working on the bedroom. I'm gonna add 2 beds. We could make it unicorn inspired. Like, we have those Horse Ranch beds, which are so cute. We can do like a pink wallpaper, a Horse Ranch dresser maybe on this side, and then we could give them the barn dollhouse, and then they can have this super cute acorn toy box. Oh, they need uni for sure. There's also this unicorn wall decal they can have. We could also add some crafts. Maybe they made them over at the other house with the other family. These starlights are also really adorable. I'm gonna add those behind the dollhouse. On this side, I'll add some seating. Maybe we can include this poof from Movie Hangout. Oh, and you know what I'm gonna do? I found these posters of fairies from kids' room stuff. I'm actually going to use like the normal ones in here. And then in the other kids' room, I'm gonna go place some of the fairy pictures. So it's like, in a way, each of these kids are sort of envious opposites of each other. So that is our unicorn inspired kids room. A little on the fantasy side, but also they are reaching for normalcy. They also have a cute little hangout spot. They've got their dollhouse, their posters on the wall, and that's all we got for the fantasy side. Let me know obviously which side was your favorite. Here they are again, side by side, same shell, completely different vibe. Thank you guys again for your patience, and let me know any of those weird rabbit holes that you've fallen down on YouTube. And if you guys liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.